Hi, Dr. Alina Kolchitsky, Boutique Bodyworks, Physical Therapy, Lifestyle Medicine, Nutrition, Fitness, and more. I'm going to show you how to make a really easy few ingredient recipe for a protein and energy snack. So it's going to be high fat, low carb. It does have carbs, but it's low carb. And so our ingredients are mostly peanut butter, and make sure you're using all natural peanut butter. So this has only peanuts. That's it. Nothing else. Here's the brand if you're looking for something similar and you live here in Texas. You can get that at HEB. Then adding to the protein or hemp seeds, 3 tablespoons has 10 grams of protein. We're going to use a cup of peanut butter, and that gives us 64 grams of protein. Yeah, that's a lot. If you're allergic to peanuts, obviously choose a different nut. And then we're going to have cacao powder, natural, raw, and organic for flavor, but also for all the antioxidants. And then we're going to sweeten it with dates. So I'm going to use just 2, and they're just dried dates. And to help make this a little less dry, we're going to add some hot water to help emulsify this. Now these are a little bit dry because they've been in my cupboard for a while. I don't use dates that much. So let's get the hot water going. And I'm honestly not sure how much I'm going to use because I've not done this before. I've used pure maple syrup, so I'm just going to do pit these while we chit chat. So I'm going to take out the pit, maybe break it up a bit. The hot water is also going to help us to blend this, and so I'm going to use an immersion blender so that we can turn this into like a thick mush so that we can blend all the other ingredients and roll them into balls for protein energy snacks. Make sure you get those pits out, and sometimes they have a end on them from the tree where they attach. Yeah, dates come from trees, palm trees. So you want to remove that. And if you don't have an emulsion blender, well, you could probably throw this in your Magic Bullet or like smoothie blender. Definitely you can use a food processor. They're bigger. It makes more mess to clean up. So I like, you know me, to make it really simple. So I'm just going to use an immersion blender. Now dates are a real food, so it's a great choice for a sweetener, but it is high in sugar, natural. And so two dates have about 34 grams of carbohydrate, 2 grams of protein. So that's going to add to our protein profile. Yeah, see, all plants have some protein, some more than others. And let's get this plugged in. Okay, so we're just waiting on the hot water. So we're ready to add the hot water. And with this I can dispense hot water for an exact amount. I'm going to put 2 ounces. Okay. So just swish that around, let it soften the dates, and this is going to make it easier to blend. All right. So make sure that whatever you use is deep enough, and careful with lifting this up too much. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, that's going to splash. Okay, let's go over to the sink. So that's the other thing I like to do, if I know it's going to be splashy, is do it in the sink. So then it doesn't matter. 2 ounces might have been too much now that I'm looking at it, but yeah, we'll see. Natural peanut butter is pretty thick, so you know, this actually is probably a good guess. Okay. We'll just set that to the side because we're still going to use it. So it looks like this. Not very attractive. Smells like date. Now let's go ahead and add in the peanut butter. I'm going to use a cup, and that's pretty much what I've got left in here. So let's get all of that. I keep my peanut butter in the fridge because then it stays more solid, being cold, chilled, and is easier to spread on things, and it keeps it longer. So a little thing to know. But in this situation, it's going to not be as easy to work with. So I took this out of the fridge about maybe an hour or less before making this recipe so that it could come to room temperature and be softer and easier to work with. Let's go back up here. Peanut butter is a great source of protein. As I said, this 1 cup is going to give us 64 grams of protein, and it is high in fats, but it's a healthy fat. It does have a lot of omega-6 fats, which, maybe have some bad press in the last couple years. People have said from some poor quality studies that there might be a link to having a higher ratio of omega-6, so more omega-6 than omega-3, and then that could be a problem causing inflammation in the body. However, better studies have been done and show that it depends where they're coming from. So from peanuts, it's alpha-linoleic acid, and it's okay. I'm adding some vanilla extract, pure, organic, and so that's not the problem. The problem is refined carbohydrate. So your refined grains like wheat, flour, right? So those types of things is where we get the inflammation from, not whole food source of alpha-linoleic fatty acids. Okay, so we're going to blend this again. Pretty thick, so I have to plunge and lift and plunge and lift. Yeah, I think 2 ounces is good because this is really thick. Where's my fork? There we go. We still have to add our hemp seeds. Why? Because I'm trying to make this high protein. Now, hemp seeds will balance out our ratio there of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids that we were just talking about, because hemp seeds are naturally high in omega-3 fatty acids. So great source for vegetarians and vegans. And there's some argument that maybe we don't absorb it from plant sources as well, which may be true. Still, these are things yet to be fully determined and teased out, but we do absorb them, just maybe not as well. Okay, so I'm just mixing that. No, this was the right amount of water. Okay, so now we need 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds. So I get this at HEB. It's organic. It's nothing but shelled hemp seeds. Again, 3 tablespoons has 10 grams of protein. So now this is 74 grams of protein. Aloha day, that's my kitty. She's always looking for snacks when I'm in the kitchen. Okay, so we'll stir this. Now in terms of carbohydrate, let's see, 2 tablespoons, 7 grams of carbs, and 1 cup has 16, yes, so 8 times 7, 35, so 35 grams of carbs, plus the 35 from the dates. But we're going to divide this into little balls. and possibly get 10 balls out of this. So 70 divided by 10 is 7 grams of carbohydrate per ball. That's pretty low carb. The fats, well, they're going to be, again, it's high fat. So let's see. 8 times 16 grams plus 14, 16, 14, 30. So you'll divide that by 10. So we'll have 3 grams of fat per, is that right? Seems like it's not enough. But the protein, we're looking at just under 10 grams. Okay, so that's the consistency. Now, so that we can make this into little balls, let's sprinkle some cinnamon. This is the container that I'm going to keep it in the fridge. You don't want to make a big quantity because, you know, this won't keep forever. You can keep it for about a week. This is Ceylon cinnamon, so it's anti-inflammatory. I had washed my hands prior to making this video. Okay, so it's pretty, pretty wet. I say we add some more hemp seeds. We can definitely get away with more. Tastes good. Pretty greasy hands from all of that fat. By adding another 3 tablespoons, this will increase our protein profile so that we will have 10 grams of protein per ball. Which is a nice even number, so perfect. Making it thicker, more formable. Do want to mix it well, evenly. Oh, we haven't added the cocoa. What am I thinking? Okay. That'll make it also a little bit drier. So, grab my tablespoon, my pure cacao raw powder. Let's put in, just from experience, knowing how much it takes to get a chocolatey taste, let's put in 4 tablespoons. So that's 2, 3. This isn't baking, so it doesn't have to be, you know, precise. But if you're really truly wanting to measure things for your own, you know, knowledge, then be precise. Yeah, now it's really thick. I could use the immersion blender to continue, but my worry is that it's going to be perhaps too thick to be able to get everything out of it. Don't want to waste. Adding that cocoa powder just gives it such a nice aroma. So with the raw cacao powder, this is not Dutch processed, because the high heat for Dutch process destroys the antioxidant properties of the cacao plant, what makes chocolate healthy, good for us. So we're using the raw cacao powder, and that gives us lots of antioxidants So that helps us with oxidative stress, right? So as oxidative stress naturally happens with cellular metabolism, we get free radicals bouncing around in the body, creating damage, tissue damage, wherever it hits. But this way, by eating a high antioxidant diet from real food, plants, you will combat that. You will bind up those free radicals so that they cannot bounce around and do damage. And free radicals bouncing around is one of the factors involved with heart disease. So another reason to add some cacao powder into your diet, and cinnamon and herbs and spices and the color of the rainbow of the plant world. So the more diversity we can get in a day, average American gets less than 10. They might get 5 different types of plants in their diet a day. That's pretty poor of diversity. The goal should be 30 plus if you really want to optimize your health and prevent chronic disease. So in this one, we've got peanuts, hemp seeds, cacao. I don't know, the vanilla extract, can you count that? I'm not sure. Because it was, you're not getting the fiber of the plant. But the cinnamon, so we got 4 plants in this recipe for our snack. Our high protein, low carb snack. Naturally sweetened with 2 dates. That's it. Alright, now we definitely can form a better ball with this. I feel like we're going to get more than 10. So we're just going to roll that around. And that'll make it easier to, handle them individually, because you see the oil from the natural fat of the peanut butter, it just kind of really coats my hand. Remember, this is healthy fats. But yes, you don't want to eat too much. So I would recommend, if you're using this for a snack, just 1. But don't make too many because you want to eat them up within the week. You could freeze them, which would also, of course, make them less oily to touch at first, until they thaw to room temperature. But you could freeze them and put one in a little container to go. If you're having a busy day and you're needing some snacks, if you're needing something to hold you over on your drive home from work before you go home to make dinner with the family or by yourself, I think we're going to need more cinnamon. Get the idea. So we're making these balls. So I've got 4 balls. Yeah, maybe this is going to work out just right. But the easy thing is we can change the proportion so that it will be exactly 10 balls. So that we know exactly what we're getting. Well, pretty sure of what we're getting per serving, being 1 ball. So that's 5. Of course, when it's handmade, it's not going to be precise. I think I may actually have to redistribute a little bit. It's 7, so we just need 3 more. And keep them in the fridge. If you don't freeze them, keep these in the fridge so that they don't go bad. Now, some people don't want to eat peanut butter, not because of allergies, but because they've been scared with aflatoxins. Aflatoxins is mold, Aspergillus mold that can grow on peanuts. And it is a potential risk, but if you buy peanut butter that's been conventionally made, which this is, I bought it at a grocery store, not from somebody who made it at home, or some local farm, so then you are not going to have high risk of that, because they do look for and monitor and have procedures to prevent and reduce that risk. So let's just make some of these balls a little bit more even in size. I think this one was a bit too small. Okay. So we have 10 balls, 10 grams of protein per serving, 7 grams of carb. I forget what I calculated on fat. But you've got a low carb, high protein, healthy snack. They're still pretty oily, so again, you could powder a little bit more cinnamon on there to help reduce that, and then chill them. That will help. And then when I travel, I have like a little tiny square container that one of these will fit in that exactly. And that's it. Let me wash my hands. Yeah, kind of messy on the fingers. A bit of a mess to clean up after. That's alright. Okay, so there we go. We have 10 balls, 10 grams of protein each, healthy snack, mostly made from peanut butter. You can use a different nut butter if you're allergic, and using just 2 dates to sweeten. If it's not sweet enough for you, okay, add 2 more, 4. I wouldn't use more than 4, especially if you're wanting to go low carb. And then raw cacao powder and cinnamon, just to dust. In fact, I think I'll dust some more on here. Which will make them a little bit more easy to handle, less greasy, and then chilling them in the fridge will also do that, or freezing. And I did add a little bit of pure vanilla extract for flavor, but that's it. So pretty easy, didn't take too long. Took me less than 20 minutes. Sorry. And yes, I got all discombobulated. So I hope that helps for a healthy snack that you can take to go, that you made yourself, so it's minimally processed, using real food. As always, it's better to use real food, minimally processed, for prevention of disease and being in control of what's in there, not having anything with, chemical ingredients, preservatives, emulsifiers, stabilizers. Those are the things that lead to chronic disease, as well as being, highly refined carbohydrates. So we eliminate all of that with this recipe, making it from scratch yourself. Share with anybody that you think would like this recipe or need to make use of it, and check out my other recipes too. Bye for now. Thank you.